Traders, welcome to the final day of Algo Week. Glad to be here with you again. This has been a fun event, and it sounds like, from what feedback I've been getting, that we've had a lot of positive feedback, and seems like a lot of people are really getting a lot out of this. So that's great, and really glad to be here with you, and glad you're enjoying it. So let's go ahead and get started. Of course, can't guarantee results, and we know there's risk in trading, right? Yeah, thanks, Phil. Cool. So disclaimer out of the way. So what did we cover this week? We covered ATR vol trader. We covered thrust. We covered CWAP, hybrid, HFT, ready, set, go, Weibo. Covered a lot. So we went through all the algos. Then we went through all of these topics: the training on the algo brains, the training on the algos themselves, the training on optimization, building templates, step-by-step process to building your templates, intro to algo portfolio building. We could actually maybe touch on that a little bit more today. We've got another event coming where we're going to kind of elaborate on how to build a portfolio of algos. So that'll be fun. Time frame selection, market selection, best practices, how to deploy semi-auto, approaching as a new trader, a lot of good stuff that we've covered: risk reward, money management, backtesting, optimizing. We covered everything. So it's designed to be a deep dive. So while we are at it, let's review some key takeaways from the week. I thought it'd be good to kind of just put together, if we were to look at some of the summary of some of the best concepts that we looked at this week, of, different things that we were really kind of diving into. What were they? One is to know your tools, know how to work your tools. Remember the mountain you are trying to climb. Edmund Hillary did not just say, okay, I'm just going to go climb Everest and be the first guy to get to the top. There's a lot of prep that goes into it. It's a lot of research. There's a lot of, getting, a lot of training and all that. So if we know that there's a mountain ahead of us in terms of making money trading, we know that it is a stacked deck, that there's not as many traders making money as there are that are not making money. That balance is very much skewed. So if that's the case, then why not become a master of what you're doing? Why not set out to be the best? It's only going to pay you more money, which, last I checked, is what we're all here to do anyway. So know your tools, master the engine, understand how the engine of the algo works, top to bottom. Go through everything once a day until you have it nailed down. Go through the brain and go, okay, this does this does that. Change the settings, go in and check off the check boxes, go through and check all the boxes and change the settings. Know how everything works. Read the manual. Please read the manual. I know it's like one of those things, a lot of us are, pretty good with tech, right? And you may think, well, I don't really need to read it. I know how it works. Read it anyway, because there may be things in there that you think you understand, but might be understood differently once you read the manual. You may think that the stops work in such a way, but they might be a little different. So read the manual at least once, and keep it for reference. Okay. Watch the A.M.A. This is where we go over on every algo. We do an A.M.A. at least on the launch, and sometimes on future events as well. What we go through in there is every setting, how it works, and how that setting affects other settings. Okay, in terms of entries and all the stops and targets. Where do the stops go? Where do the targets go? And then how do you optimize the system? That's all done in the A.M.A. So make sure to watch those. Practice. But it's an algo. Why do I need to practice? Practice. Practice what? You're going to practice a couple things. One is optimization. Just like anything, your role as an algo trader is optimization. If you're purely an algo trader, your job is to get good optimizations. What makes a good optimization? a high profit factor, a low drawdown. Sure, those are wonderful things. But the only thing that matters is, yeah, but did you make money? Because if not, then you need to go back and optimize again. Let's say you optimize a second time and you break even. You go back, you optimize again. The third time, you make a little bit of money. You go back, you optimize again. The fourth time, you make a little more money. And it starts to get better and better. What happens is the more that you optimize, you start to learn where your guardrails are. You have your settings. Your settings might be, I don't know, we can just use any example on CWAP, right? Your deviations on CWAP, your standard might be 0.9. So what is your optimization range? For that one, it might be 0.8 to 1 by 0.1s. Those are your guardrails. This is telling you this is my main lane. I'm going to drive in this lane most of the time. But I'm going to have guardrails because I know nothing meaningful happens on settings that are outside of these parameters. Does that make sense? As you optimize over and over with the same algo, you're going to start to see where those guardrails are. I like to say, know what your true north is, right? If the 0.9 is your standard setting, that's your true north. That compass is pointing north, and that's what you want to typically stick with, right? You'll know what settings need to be adjusted. Now, how many of you as traders have ever had Thanks, Luke. How many of you traders have ever had a losing week? Give me a show of hands. Anybody here ever had a losing week in trading? Yeah. This is super annoying. The chat's not updating. That is super weird. Right. Everybody's had a losing week. So do you think that your algo is going to have a losing week? It's going to happen. Does that mean you need to jump ship, that you need to throw everything overboard? Oh my God, the sky is falling. We need to redo everything. This thing's garbage. It happens. A losing week is not going to make you go, oh man, I needed to completely re-optimize and start from scratch. No, a losing week is a losing week. What you would hope is that at least 3 out of 4 weeks are positive, right? 3 out of 4 weeks are positive. That would be decent. Then at least you've got, by the time the losing week cancels out a winning week, at least you got 2 winning weeks for the month. Okay. So at least you got some profit on the table. So just because you have a losing day, just because you have a losing week, doesn't mean you need to necessarily go back and re-optimize everything. There are key things that you're looking to hit. What are your number of trades that you're getting? Are you taking multiple losers in a row? That's a key factor. Are you having multiple losing days in a row? Okay. Those are things you want to look at that might prompt you to re-optimize. Now, here's my thinking on optimization. We talked a little bit about this. The 4-to-1, I know we're not really there yet. We're going to go through that too. But 4-to-1 concept is that if there's 4 weeks of data, you optimize every week. Okay. So whatever that 4-to-1 ratio is for you. Now, this is just a suggestion. It's just what I would do. But you can choose how you want to do that. Maybe you like to optimize every day. I don't know. Obviously, if you optimize every day, the settings are probably going to be pretty similar from day to day. Maybe that's a good thing. Okay, so some of you are going, that's great. I want to optimize a few times, but that's going to take me like 3 to 4 weeks to get a good template, right? I know you guys are thinking that because I would be thinking that. No. So what do you do to overcome this? Okay, what's today's date? Today's is 6/28, right? So obviously we're going to optimize after the end of the day. If you're a weekly optimizer, let me pull up a blank page so that we can draw on that. That'll make it easier for us to see what's going on. Okay, so let's dive into this for a second here. So yeah, there will be replays. They're coming out today, guys. Yeah, we'll get them out to you actually in this event. All right, so optimization. So today is 628. So we're going to optimize today. But last week was 621. So what you're going to do is you're going to optimize up to 621. Why would you do that? You'll see. 4 weeks of data, let's say. Okay. Then you're going to go back to 614 and you're going to optimize 4 weeks back on that. And then you're going to go back to June 7th and you're going to optimize 4 weeks back. Why would you do this? What you want to happen is that when you optimize this week, then you're going to run this week from 610 through 614. Record what is your profit or loss. Okay, how much did you make? Okay, then you're going to optimize 614. And I would start with 6.7, by the way. Go in chronological order, obviously, but so you start with 6.7, you optimize, you go back, you look, what is the result? Okay, then you do it again on 6.14. You optimize again. What is your result? Okay, then this one would run from 6.17. You're only running it for a week, right? What is that? 6.17 to 6.21. Then you record how much did you make, right? Then you go back to 6.21 and you're going to run this from 6.24 through the 28th. Okay. So what have you just done? Well, you've taken one day to work on optimizing 3 to 4 times over to where you're starting to see a pattern of what is working week after week after week after week. Does that make sense? So this is a chance for you to get ahead of the game to where you don't have to worry about what's going to happen next week because you've already got 4 optimizations under your belt. You know how this thing ticks. You know how it responds to your market and to your chart. Now, the whole key is to have a starting point, which is what we've kind of looked at this week. We go into the chart and we're going to look at that again here together today. Okay, so that's kind of my approach and suggestion on how do you master optimization. Okay, that's how you get good at it. We're going to talk about how do you get started too, because it's not just about getting good. You gotta know where to start, right? It's like the dirty garage. You kind of look at it and go, man, this looks like a mess, and it is. And you go, I just don't know where to start. And so the best thing to do is to just get started, right? How do you eat the elephant? One bite at a time. And so you go in and you just start. And next thing you know, 6 hours later, your garage is clean. If you're like me, and it took 6 hours. Anyway, 3 types of deployment. We're going to look at that again today. I've got another slide for that we'll go through and look at. We've got 3 types of deployment. We've got fully automated, which is based on optimization. We've got daily deployment, which is based on market conditions for the day. We've got semi-auto, which is active trading. I'm going to talk about my suggestions on which algos to use for each type. There could be some suggestions there. Again, all of this is, it's subjective. It's an art, not a science on a lot of this stuff. So, but it gives you a foundation, gives you something to work off of, and then you can, deviate into whatever makes sense for you. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Thank you, TJ. I forgot to mention that too. Keep a log of your optimizations. Why would you keep a log of your optimizations? Because you need to know what those settings are, at least from the algo parameters, so that you can look at, okay, this week was those settings, this week was those settings. What you're going to see, certain settings are hitting over and over and over as you keep going. So keep a journal. Yeah, definitely record everything for sure. Yeah. Yep. How do you see the logs? Yeah, we could show you that in the back test. You just right click when you're on a back test, and then you'll see show logs, and it'll show you your back test if you want to see that. Otherwise, just create a log as far as like keeping notes. Yeah. Good stuff. So 3 different types of deployment. We're going to look at those. Optimization process. Where do you start? Start with your ideas. Let the algo take it from there. We're going to dive into those as well. Okay. Do I have a slide for that actually? Hang on. I might need to dive into that now. Let me take a look. Yeah, I do have one for optimization. Cool. So we're good. We'll go to that. We'll go more in depth on that. Best of both worlds. Okay, so this is the idea that you as a trader are good at certain things, right? We have strengths and weaknesses. The strength of the trader is being able to see big picture, right? The other strengths, being able to see support and resistance, being able to have a directional bias based on that. There's a number of things that the trader is going to be good at. There are things that the algo is going to be good at, namely execution, right? Execution is going to be great for the algo. It's going to be better than the trader 100 times out of 100. Okay. Execution's better. Stops, targets, money management, risk, really great at those things. There's no emotions. The algo doesn't have emotions. It doesn't have feelings. It's not worried about, well, I lost on the last trade, so I'm going to stay out of this trade. Algo don't care. Algo does what it's told all the time. So there are certain things that the algo is going to be really good at. So let the algo do what it's good at, and you do what the algo's maybe not good at, right? That's where you come in. What you end up with is the best of both worlds. Remember, our priority is not to be lazy. Our priority is to make money. Algo traders are not lazy, at least not the good ones. And there could be more work involved with algos than there is manual trading. What? Maybe initially, maybe not all the time, but initially. Okay, because you got to get something that works. Got to get your settings, templates, all that. We can only do so much as a company to get good settings in front of you. The rest of it is up to you to run with. Okay. So strengths and weaknesses, play the strengths of you and the tools to work together in harmony to make that money. Okay. Utilize the strengths of both and have proper expectations. We talked about this. Is the algo going to ever have a losing week? Uh-huh. Yeah. Let me just pop the bubble right now. Yeah, it's going to. It's going to happen. I can't guarantee much, but I can all but assure you that that's going to happen. So how do you get around that? The question is not whether or not it happens. The question is, how do you react as a trader? How do you overcome the losing week? Are you going to let it blow out your eval because you have one losing week? You know, let it blow out your accounts because you have one losing week? If you are, then you need to take a step back and redo your risk management. Or you need to learn to turn the algo off when it's going haywire that day. Maybe it's just not a good day for the algo. Maybe you forgot that today was, I'm not saying it is, but today, let's say today was CPI and you forgot and you let the algo run and it took a horrible day and it blew out your account. Whose fault is that? Yours. Sorry. You're the trader. It's your money. Speaking of money, it's your money on the line. What do you mean? What if I'm trading prop? It's still your money. You're paying for eval fees and accounts. If you're not managing that account, that's your money. Why wouldn't you manage your money? If you're going to be a smart trader, be a smart trader. Manage the money. So don't expect that the algo is just going to do all that stuff for you. No, you have to decide how much you're going to risk. The algo doesn't decide that. You tell the algo what to risk. You tell the algo how to trade. You are the puppeteer. You are in control. You're the one pulling the strings. Okay. The algo only does exactly what it is told to do, no more and no less. Okay. Yes. If you take responsibility for your money, because it is your money, you are much more likely to make money. Okay. So know what your risk parameters are before you trade with the algo. Here's another suggestion. Take it or leave it. If you are a hands-off trader and you want the algos to you're just going to turn them on in the morning, you're going to let them run, and then you're going to close it down. Traders who do not have a max loss for the day are going to be much more likely to blow out evaluations and funded accounts. So know what your max risk is per trade. We cover this every day in the GAP program. Know what your max risk is for the day. and know what your risk is for the trade, and then set the algo accordingly. I'm not saying to go in and optimize for money management. I actually don't encourage that personally, because every day is different. So why would you want to optimize for money management in the past? That's my take on it. Okay. Maybe some people have different thoughts on that. And that's fine. It's not a right or wrong type of thing. It's just my thoughts. So, but just because you're not optimizing for it doesn't mean you don't want to set it. Let's say you're risking $100 per trade and you're on a, I don't know, a 25 or 50K or something like that, right? So if you're risking 100 per day or per trade, how much are you willing to lose that day? Like it comes down to how many trades per day are you expecting? If your expectancy is 3 trades a day based on your system, then you need to set probably a 300 max loss for the day if you're risking $100. That's 3 trades that you're down. If you're down 3 trades, it's time to be done for the day, right? Like if that's the average number of trades you're getting, then it's time to be done. Okay, so take it or leave it. Strongly encourage that you have that built into the algo so that stops trading for you. Okay. If your max loss is 300 for the day, maybe it's 300 max gain for the day. Maybe you just say, well, when I get to 300, I'll set the high water mark to start trailing if I give back 50%. Something like that. That's a good way to go about it too. Again, my thoughts are don't optimize for that. Like just go back and look at it, decide what works for you. Okay. Trader development. Why would you need to develop if you are an algo trader? It's all about that money. That's why you got into this business. That's why you're running an algo. Hopefully that's why. If not, then I don't know what you're doing. You're here to make money. So get better at making money. That's the whole goal of every trader. If it's not your goal and it hasn't been up to this day, congratulations. You have a new goal as a trader. You have a new purpose in life. Your purpose as a trader is to get better every day. That's your only aim. That is your only purpose. If you focus on this, where's my draw tool? If you focus on getting better, you will make more money. If you focus on making more money, you will lose more. That's the rule. Frame it, put it up in your office, put it next to your trading computer. If you focus on getting better, you will make more money than someone who focuses on the money because they're going to lose it. That's a promise. Can't guarantee it, but I can promise you that. How do I know? I've been trading a long time. I'm saying this stuff because I've learned the hard way, and I'm trying to prevent you from having to learn the hard way. Fair enough. All right. So how do you get better? Track your results. We talked about the optimization schedules. We talked about practicing optimization. Now, as an added, I should go without saying, but obviously, if you're optimizing June 7th, you're not going to run that template next week. We're already moving into July. Like, don't try it. And oh, by the way, you're probably not going to get great results on July 5th, next Friday. Okay. Just a tip. Nobody's going to be trading next Friday. Like, nobody. I would say probably half the people who trade are probably going to be gone. So don't try to trade next Friday. You can if you want. Maybe you'll have a great day because nobody's around to stop you. I don't know. Probably not great to run your algos those days, though. Trader development, track your results, optimizations, manage, you're deploying it however you want to do that. Track your trades. But if you're trading with an algo, track your trades, track the trades that were taken. Are they, what's your profit factor? Is it going up or is it coming down? What's your win rate? Is it going up? Is it going down? Okay, track your trades. Make notes following the trade. What happened? We've been looking at it all week. We've been looking at the chart going, are we getting in early? Are we getting in late? Are stops and targets too tight or too loose, right? We've been looking at that all week. Do that for every single trade you take. Now, maybe you go back and you look at it at the end of the day because maybe you don't really follow it every single trade, but you're kind of watching it as it goes. That's fine. Go back at the end of the day and review those trades. Did you like the trade? Do you like the entry? Do you like the stops and targets? What's working and what isn't? If you do not take notes, then you might as well just blindfold yourself because that's what it's going to be like. It's going to be like you're blindfolded walking through a haunted house and you never know what's just going to pop up around the corner. So make notes of what's working. Okay. So let's dive into a couple of these concepts a little bit deeper, and then we're going to move into some Q&A, and then we'll go over an offer that is kind of unheard of. So stay tuned. It's coming. And we're going to do a poll that you could be entered to win all the algos. So most of the algos. We'll go into it. 3 types of deployment. You've got fully automated. Fully automated means you don't touch the algo. You turn it on and you let it run. Okay, that is fully automated. You need to become a master of optimization. Like you need to freaking master that. Because if you're not mastering it, again, priority, money. Okay. That's funny, Luke. It's a long game. Don't expect that every week is going to be a winner. It's not. It's not supposed to be. You're looking at the long game. You might even be like a month to month, 2 to 3 weeks is your kind of analysis. It might take 3 weeks before you go, this really ain't working. I need to redo how I'm optimizing this thing. Okay. It's a longer game. There's give and take to each scenario, right? There's no right or wrong answer. It's whatever works for you. Use multiple markets to diversify and use multiple algos to diversify. If you are a pure algo trader, please do this. Please. Is it more work? Yes. You've got more optimizations to do. But think of it this way. The average trader is probably trading 2 hours a day, right? That's their chart time. They probably spend up to an hour a day. I suppose I should say, I can't say should, but could spend about an hour a day doing recaps, taking notes, doing improvements. How do I get better? Looking at executions, was it a good execution or not? Those type of things, right? So the average trader is probably spending 3 hours a day working on making money and improving their craft. Okay. So what do you think an algo trader should do? Do you think an algo trader should take 5 minutes in the morning to turn the algo on and that's it? Why? Like, that's just, you can do that if you want. I'm not going to tell you not to. I'm just going to tell you that everybody else who's making money is not doing that. I assure you. Like, you don't have to do it during the day. That's the beauty of algos. This can be anytime you want. A lot of you are working overtime. So don't take 5 minutes. At least put an hour a day into the algos. Can you commit to an hour a day working with the algos? Like, if not, then what are you doing? Like, put the kids to bed. Get up, after the kids go to bed, you get yourself a snack or a beer and you go hit the charts. Don't have snacks late, though. It's terrible for you. But you go look at the charts and you see what happened today. You review your trades, you take your notes, you go back and you might even tweak some optimizations. I'll never tell you no to beer. All right. So take the time, put the time in. It's going to pay off because as you do that, you will get better. You will. It's impossible not to, as long as you have some kind of path. So that's one choice. Next, you have daily deployment. What does that look like? It's not as heavy on optimization. You don't need like the crystal clear optimization. You need something that is good, but you need it to be especially good on the days in which you want it to be especially good. In other words, if the market's going up and to the right, you're going to set it to long only. That's what daily deployment looks like. So you pick the direction, you choose the right tool for the job. Are you trending? Are you oscillating? What's happening in your market? Okay. And then you pick the right tools. You say, okay, MNQ is trending long, so I'm going to use the CWAP long. I'm going to use the VABO is going to go long on a different account, and I'm going to use engulfing long. Okay. That's an example. And then you might look at CL, and CL is going sideways. And you say, okay, I'm going to use engulfing both directions. I'm going to flip the moving averages. I'm going to use the HFT and I'm going to flip that and I'm going to go, reversals and more to like the flush reversal signal or something, right? Use the right tool for the job. It's like we talked about, Luke reminded us of my horrible but also capable explanation of using a shoe to drive in a nail. Can it be done? Yeah, but you're probably better off using a hammer. Okay. Um, use the multi-time frame chart analysis for this type of way of doing things because you're going to be able to see, like if you're on a 1 minute chart, you go to your 5 and your 30 and you go check out what's going on. Where is there major support and resistance on the 30? And then what direction is your 5 minute going? Okay. Makes sense? Shorter route to profit. You might be week to week on daily deployment. You might expect to have profitable weeks, but if you have a losing week, then that's maybe a bad sign for someone who's a daily deployment. And you might need to go back and evaluate what you're doing. Yeah. Be aware of high impact news. Yes, absolutely. Turn the algos off for high impact news. How do you do that? If you're fully automated, you look and you say, okay, CL has crude oil inventory at 10:30. So you're going to go into your settings before you run them and you're going to turn it off after, 10:20. Let's say, I don't know why I did a hash, but you get it. After 10:20, it's turning off and I'm not re-enabling it until 11. You have time blockers in most of these algos. If not, don't run it that day. Run a different algo. I'm going to give you an opportunity where you can own all the algos. Yeah, now we're talking. All right. Cool. Semi-auto. What is semi-auto? Semi-auto is active. Semi-auto means you're only using the algo for execution, for risk management, for money management, and for trade management. Trade management is stops, targets, exits. Okay. So that's all you use the algo for. You don't need optimization. You need to go look at the chart and see what's working. And then you need to build rules. Rules are beautiful. Rules make you money. So if you go into semi-auto and you say, okay, I've got this kind of locked in for the signal. The signal's good to go and the trades look great in these circumstances. Moving averages are up. Structure is up. Higher time frame moving averages are up. Okay. Probably going to go long. Probably looking for longs. If you're on a trending system, you're looking for clean pullbacks and you're not trading into major resistance and you're not trading into divergence. We've been going over this stuff all week, right? If I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. Okay. So reel it back in. Shortest route to profit. It's more of a day to day. This is more like a day trader, right? This is more like a day trader scalper. You're going to have some losing days. It's going to happen, but most of your weeks should be profitable in this case. Proper expectations, right? Use location-based deployment. What does that mean? You're coming into major support. Okay, great. You're going to turn your engulfing on long if you're coming into major support. You're going to turn your ready set long. You're going to turn on HFT long. These are just examples, right? Only trade when the conditions are met. Rules. You must have rules. There it is. It's in all caps. Important. Set rules. You don't want to take some, the whole point of trading with algos, and somebody brought it up and I appreciate it. I can't remember who, but the whole point of trading with algos is to eliminate subjectivity, not add more subjectivity. So how do you eliminate subjectivity? Make yourself 2 to 3 basic rules on when you're going to turn the system on and when you're going to turn the system off. Now, most traders are going to probably fit into one of these categories, and that's fine. But I don't want to leave those out who are more, more into having more control. Okay. Good stuff. Optimization process. Then we're moving on. How do you start the optimization? The first thing that you need to do is you need to look at, you've read the manual by this point, please. You've watched the A.M.A. You've read the manual. You've spent time looking at the charts. You've figured out what chart you want to run it on. Are you running it on a minute? Are you running on a range? Are you running on Renko? Are you running on volume? You've kind of figured that out. Then you go to market and you figured out, okay, I want to run this on MNQ and I want to run this on gold. Okay, whatever. Then you figured out your time frames. What are time frames? Well, I want to trade from 10 to noon. Okay. You've kind of got your mind made up on what you want it to do. So this is your starting point for optimization. Because most of the time, with most of the algos, you're going to be able to put in some initial parameters that you can then go in and optimize. And it's going to be totally different than somebody who starts with a totally different chart and market and time frame. They're going to end up with a different optimization because they started with different parameters. So know what you want to start with. Then you want to let the algo kind of take over from there. But you want to pull up the chart, add your algo assumptions. What do you want those initial settings to be? Okay, so your initial preferences. Then you go look at the chart. You're going to review entry location and parameters. Are you getting in too early? Are you getting in too late? Right time, right place, right direction. Okay, so are you early or late to the party? Then you go in and review stops and targets. Now, this is for optimization. This is if you are fully automated. Then you go in and review stops and targets. Are they too big, too small? You can make some initial changes in that phase. Once you have this locked in, then your starting point gets saved. Then you go to full optimization. Now you're going to let the algo take it from there. You have your initial settings, but the algo is going to tell you which way you need to go because you know what you want the algo to do, and the algo is telling you, well, I'll do this, this, and this, but I won't do that. There's a singing the Meatloaf song, right? So what's your chart type? What's your market? What's your time frame? The algo is going to tell you, does it work? Does it not? Do you need to start all over again? Has it ever happened that you had to start all over again? Yes, it happens. Don't be discouraged. Keep treading ahead. Run a back test. What does it look like? Is it positive? Yes, then that's probably a good starting point. Then you go to the chart. You add your assumptions based on initial preferences, right? You're looking at the entries, stops, targets, all of that stuff. Then you go into full optimization. Test the algo parameters. You know, this would be like the algo specific ones, right? Then you go test stops and targets. These are where you would, once your algo parameters are set, then you can kind of go into your stops and target sizing. Sometimes you'll do this and you'll go, that was totally different. So I'm going to go back and test this one again now that I have my stops and targets. Okay. Then you test directional filters, moving averages, structure, VM system, so on. And you may notice that everything looks really good with a moving average. You may look at it and say, I want to go back and test this again now that I've got my directional filters in place. You don't have to do it all at once. You can if you've got like a supercomputer or something, but I like to kind of segment it and then go back and forth. It's quicker that way, actually. Money management is added last. Notice I don't put optimize based on money management. Money management is just added to keep you on the right side of going broke. Okay, so that's what it's designed to do. Okay, I jumped ahead too far. Sneak peek. All right, anybody have any questions before we move into a killer offer? Anybody have any questions? Go to 5, check the market bias, 30 for one to check support and resistance. Jose, that's a great point. Yes, that's kind of what I'm suggesting is that you go to the 5-minute. So if you're a 1-minute trader, go to the 5-minute to figure out what your directional bias is. So we looked at like 2 examples of the moving averages or the structure, right? Then go to 30 and then look for support and resistance locations. Yeah. There's some training on this, guys, in the GAP program. I highly recommend the GAP program. There's a ton of really killer stuff in there on the foundations of trading, and yeah, it's really good. So yeah, if you can, and I realize not everybody's able to do that, but would be great to have you. First one to tell us something. Yeah. So we got some questions. How do I avoid over optimizations? Yeah, that's a great question. So we talked about guardrails. So we've got your true north and we've got guardrails. You might be 7 to 9, might be 6 to 10, but your true north is 8. If you come up and you're over optimizing and you get a 3, it's like it's too much, right? You're coming up with Frankenstein is the way that I call it. You're taking something that wasn't ever designed to be that, So have a true north, have a set of settings, and then practice the optimizations. And that usually will help you from over optimizing. Another good way to know if you're over optimizing is if you start off with 100 trades, like we talked about in the optimization process, you really want about 100 trades to work with. And if you get down and by the time you're done optimizing, you have like 20 trades, you probably over optimized. Maybe. I mean, I can't say for sure, but it's suspect, right? Or as the kids say, it's sus. Okay. Is there information on what algos for trending or consolidations? Somewhat. Somewhat there is. Send a message to support, though. Well, here, let's go through them. Let's just go through at least these. And then remind me at the end, and I'll go through them because we have them all on one page, and I'll show you. I'll show you which is which. Okay. You can take notes. For sure. How do I trade long or short only? There's a drop down menu. So like if this is your chart, okay, and you've got your little menu bar up here, and then you've got algo drop down. There's like a little box. It says algo, for example. You pull the drop down menu and you go long only or short only. That's the easiest way to do it. Cool. You can do that in backtest too. There's a setting in there. But
Hey, Jim, can we mention, I will mention,
yes.
on the drop down, it's not only that you can change the direction, you can also turn the algo off temporarily without having to disable the algo, because that just takes a lot longer. So there's an off button in the drop down, and if you click the off button, obviously it'll stop trading until you click long or short again. But if you're in a trade and you click off, it'll exit the trade as well.
Yes.
So that's a good way to get out of a trade that you don't want to be in anymore without, doing it a much more difficult way, right? So it's the whole point of that drop down is to give you options to change what it's doing without having to disable, change a setting, and re-enable, which takes a lot longer. So just wanted to mention that.
Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, I realize you can't see some of the other questions. That's why I'm trying to read them out loud. But I'll try to remember that. Sometimes I forget to read the question as well. So I'll try to remember to do that. Recordings are coming out very, very shortly here. I think we've got most of the questions taken care of. If you do still have questions that have not been answered, just go ahead and type them again if you don't mind. There's a lot of chat stuff. I know you can't see it, but on my end, there's like tons of chat. So yeah, just let me know. Yeah, so in the drop-down menu, there's an off button, right? So if you want to just turn the system off and not trade it, then you just go to the drop-down and hit off. Then you got long only, short only, or long and short. Okay. Can you change the chart time without disabling? No. No, not start and stop times, blockers. You do need to disable to change those. Yeah. HFT and hybrid, what are the differences? They're completely different. Yeah, HFT is an order flow algo, more for scalping or for quick trades. Hybrid is a price action algo. Best way to describe it is my preference is to trade it as a higher low retest or lower high retest. Those are my favorites. Yeah. Is there a phone for tech support? Yes. What I would suggest is always send a message to support first. If we need to do a screen share session or even potentially a phone call, we can schedule that. Our team keeps pretty busy. They're very responsive, though. So, our goal is always to get to everything quickly. The most efficient way for us to do that is if you send us a message first. Okay, it's just support. If you go to the ARC website, it's just click on support, send us a message. Yeah, but yeah, we got you covered. We've got a great support team. They're here to help you.
Can I say something about
of course, Jim.
Reaching into support? So algos have a lot of details that are important when you have an issue or a question, and so please don't email support with a one-line sentence that says whatever the issue was. Like, we have nothing to go on. if that's all you do. Usually what we do is we get right back to you and ask you for a lot of details. So the more specifics that you can provide in that support ticket, we can get started quicker on helping you. And I'm talking about, you know, details on what you were running, which instrument, the bar type, perhaps share the template that you were using. Screenshots are really helpful, so we can see what the issue is more clearly. And then when you do send a screenshot, a lot of people will zoom in on the trade itself and they won't show us the whole chart. So we can't see, where it was happening in the context, or the X or Y axis, the price axis or the time axis. Just send us a complete screenshot. And all of this really helps us so that we don't have to do a whole lot of back and forth before we actually get started in answering your question. So just please try to remember that when you're emailing support. Just wanted to
Yeah.
mention that.
Good stuff too. And there has been occasions, here's my philosophy. This is just what I personally do. If you email support or me and you ask a question about the algo, how does it function? Why did it take this trade or not? I'm going to give you probably about two answers because I'm a nice guy and I want you to give you the help quickly. And maybe it's just something quick I can answer. I'm going to give you a quick answer. Okay. If you keep emailing me with simple questions with answers that can be found in the user manual, guess what I'm going to tell you? I'm going to say, hey, go read your manual. Then if you still have a question, email me again. Okay. I am not your user manual. I don't have time for that. None of us do. We're happy to help. I'll give you a couple, but then after that, you need to be resourceful and use the resources. Okay. So please, we put that stuff out there for a reason because it's going to empower you. Yeah, and excellent week of instruction. No one could say it was a sales pitch at all. Yeah, I didn't pitch anything. It's like you get 13 hours of education and you get a 5-minute pitch. How do you like that? That's how we roll, man. It's good stuff. Would a trader be running multiple algos simultaneously or activate the algo that is the best fit for the current environment? Yes. Each algo is going to approach that differently. So see what works. That's why I say every day review. How did it go? What algos did you run on what charts? Why did you run it on those charts? What was the result? Did your trades work out? Did they not? What were the trades? Were they good? Were they not? Okay. So go in and take a look, see what works. You'll get better every day. That's the approach, right? Practice makes progress. So you have to manually block high impact news items each week. Yes. Yes, manually block those, turn them off, so on. Thanks for all the hard work you guys do to make this possible. You are absolutely welcome. We love to empower our traders. We don't create tools just to create tools. Why would we do that? We have a goal, which is to help traders make money. We even have it in our name for Neural Street, which is we create winning traders. Okay. How do we do that? We empower them with tools. Obviously, we're in business. We need to make money. But we make money so that we can continue to empower new traders and we can continue to help more traders make more money. That's what this is about. If we were not interested in helping our traders make money, one, we wouldn't be in business. Two, we would not have the reviews that we do. And three, we wouldn't be here with you right now. Right. So just goes to say that the commitment on our behalf is true and it is pure and it is 100%. We're on board with you. We're not just going to develop tools and leave you hanging. We're going to give you the manuals. We're going to show you how to use them. We're going to train you up. It's like, if you're going to become an apprentice, we're going to, it's the same type of thing, right? Is it good to run the same algo, but with different configurations? Yeah, I would say on different instruments. I would say pick one configuration for each instrument or market that you want to run it on, and then just kind of run with that. Don't complicate it too much. Yeah. Good stuff. Do you exclude high impact news in your optimizations? You can. My suggestion would be go back and look at like previous days. We can go to the news. I'll show you how to do that real quick. If we go into news and like you want to go back a week and see, well, what was the major news last week, right? You can go in here and you can see, was there any big news days? You got retail sales, that was pound, that's New Zealand. I'm just looking at the red stuff, you got unemployment. This is one that you just go, okay, that day I'm going to start it at 9 instead of 8:30, Crude oil inventory, okay, obviously you need to know about that. But you can go back if you're back testing 4 weeks, just go back and look at the last 4 weeks and see, we had CPI on Wednesday, June 12th. So you're going to exclude that from your optimization. You also had FOMC. So there's no optimizing that day. Just exclude it. Yeah. And then you can do that for future dates too. So if you look ahead to next week, you know that the 4th of July, the markets are going to be closed. So you just block those dates, the 4th and the 5th, and it won't even trade it. And you can just leave the thing on if that's what you do. You got non-farm payroll, employment. That's a big one, but not one that I would necessarily dodge. I think the big ones are like, yeah, CPI, PPI, FOMC are going to be the main ones, those three. Yeah. So that's a good way to get around it. Yeah.
Hey, Jim.
Yeah, yeah.
Ashley here. Yeah,
Hey.
Ashley here, CEO of NeuroStreet. So one of the questions was coming up with regards to you guys got a lot of names, and how do we know which support email to send a ticket to? So rest assured that regardless of what support email you send it to, so support at TickPlay, support at NeuroStreet, and support at NeuroStreet Trading Academy, or at Arc AI, or at CryptoStreet, all of them filter into the same environment. So regardless of which support email you send it to, they'll come into the same ticketing system and we will all receive them. So it's nice and easy that way.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Absolutely. Good stuff. Thanks, Ashley. Let's see. So can you optimize the last 12 FOMCs? I would just avoid those because here's my thinking is that FOMC happens what, like once every 6 weeks or something like that. So there's no sense in optimizing for one day every 6 weeks. That's the outlier. It's not the standard, right? Good stuff. Okay, I'm gonna run a poll. Whoops, not that one. And poll. Hold on. Hang on, let me go back. Wrong poll. Who wants to win 19 algos? Anybody want to win 19 algos? All right, so we got a lot of you in here. Need you to go ahead and answer the polls. Answer the poll. Let me know if you want to win it. What we're going to do is we're going to draw a name out of the hat. And somebody, some lucky winner, is going to win 19 algos. 19. All of them but engulfing. Okay. Every single one but engulfing is the most recent one because we just gave that one away. But you're going to win all the algos. And so make sure to click your name. We got a lot of yeses. Some of you still haven't answered. I'll give you another few seconds, and then we're going to close it down. So free. Yeah, who said no to that? Nobody. Can you trade the news with algos? You can. Just don't trade the big ones. I would turn it off, though, for news, personally. I think you're going to have better results. The way I look at it is you might make money some days on news. You might lose money other days on news. It usually becomes a wash, and so it's not worth it. That's been my experience with news. Cool. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Poll is ended. We're going to draw the name after the event because we need to get the names before we can do that. Okay. So good to go. That is done. Let's go over the offer. Anybody have any last questions before we go over the offer? Can't imagine what I would do with 19. Yeah, I hear you. How much is the package? We're going to go over that now. If we already own a bunch of them, yeah, we're going to go over all that stuff. How to run algos using. Yes, we are going to do an event on algo portfolios. That's coming next. Should be next month, but don't hold me to it. Should be. All right, let's go over the offer. Are you ready? Are you ready for an offer that is unlike anything that we have ever run before? Here's what you're going to get. You're going to get 19 algos for the price of one. What? We have never done this before. Never. We will probably never do this again. Never say never, but you never know. I said never. Again, I'm going to stop saying never. Okay. Here's the deal. Where's the link? Let's get you a link. Okay. I'm going to give you another link that is also going to have all of the replays. So that's all of the replays. It's going to look like this. And it's got all the replays, day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, which algos are covered. Day 5 is obviously coming soon because we're in that event right now. And then if you want to buy, you just click here. Click on the link. The coupon code is automatically added You don't need to enter coupon codes. Here's what I need you all to do. Please, before you buy, log in. Right here. Returning customer. Click here to log in. Log in. Otherwise, it's going to be haywire. You're going to email support and they're going to go, just log in. And you'll be like, oh, yeah, I remember Jim said that and I didn't do it. Sorry. Log in. Have a coupon? Doesn't matter. It's not going to work. Coupons already entered. You will not be able to enter any other coupons on this offer. Okay. That is by design. We're giving you 19 algos for the price of one. Okay. So there you go. So you have your links. You can go in. Yes, you can use pay. Well, maybe. Ashley, can you use PayPal?
Yeah, absolutely. You can use PayPal.
Okay,
The
you
only
can
thing
use
is
PayPal.
that because we're a Canadian company, you can't do pay later with PayPal, but you can use PayPal for sure.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, that makes sense. Cool. 1995. The total value on this, there's no payment plans. One and done. Got to come up with the money. Sorry. Yeah. So you can split it up though. If you need to split it in a couple cards or something, just email support and they'll get it done for you. Yeah. You've used PayLater. Mark, are you in Canada? Aren't you in Canada? Yes, no. Oh, interesting. All right, maybe you can. I don't know. Try it. If you like it, try it. You get the Algo engine. You get code updates anytime we update the code. You get access to all the Algo Discord groups. You get detailed user documentation for every single Algo. This should say 19 algos here. Okay. That's like, it's a lot of time to put these user documents together. A lot of time. Jeff can tell you. White glove install and support for all of the algos. If you need help getting the algos installed, all of that, we will help you. We'll get on your computer and do it for you. Okay. Pre-built optimized templates. There's some that were obviously developed when the algos came out. There's some that we've had through the event. There's going to be more in Discord. Of course, you're going to practice optimizing. You're going to become a master. You're going to make so much money. And then you're going to tell us, oh my God, I love this. This is the greatest thing in the world. And you're going to leave a review. And then more traders are going to know. And it's going to be this awesome thing. So go make money. Okay. Deep dive algo course. This is actually supposed to be up here. So you get a deep dive algo course. Obviously, we've been doing that all week as well. Plus, you get live AMAs on every single algo. They're recorded, so you can go back and you can watch these as well. The average sale price on sale on the site is about $12.95 each for each algo. That's like, aside from being like, well, it's $6,000 in value and there's 19 algos. And now look, we're real humans. We get it. Its average sale price is $12.95. That puts our total value at about $24,000 or $25,000 in value. So you get that for $19.95. It's 91% off. Now, obviously, launches are a little bit less than that sometimes, but those are special. Those are not the norm, right? So tons of value, tons of value. So what do you get? You're going to get the Delta Algo. They don't have names on these ones. I couldn't find the names, so I just put these little cool little things. This is Delta Algo. This is Trend Stepper Algo. This is VWAPer Algo. CWAP, VABO, HFT, Volume Divergence Algo, ATR Vol, AutoFib, Pattern Finder, Hybrid, Unizones, Alpha Price Scalper, iBob, Springboard, Thrust, Ready Set, Matrix. The only one that's not in here, as you notice, is Engulfing is not included because we just released it and just got launched, and we're not going to include that in a blowout deal. Okay, makes sense. The fact is, like, that's a lot of algos. Are you going to use all of them? Probably not. You might. You might just pick different tools for different jobs. You become a master. You know which algos you want to run. Maybe you run half of them. I don't know. That's up to you, but you have access to all of them. So speaking of running a portfolio of algos, if you have all of them, then you are good to go because then you get to pick which ones you want to use. Isn't that a beautiful thing? So are there Canadian taxes? Yes, we are a Canadian company. You have to pay Canadian taxes if you're in Canada. Let's see. Great.
Yeah, if you're American, you don't pay Canadian taxes, but if you're located in Canada, you pay Canadian taxes.
Yes. Thanks for clarifying. Yeah.
CRA wants their bit.
Yeah, bums. All right, so let's see. I'm going to answer all of these questions. Most of them are going to be here. Let me go into this because there's comments coming in. I just paid 1,500 for one algo. Cool, great. Now you can get the rest of them for 1995. Like it's not a bad thing. Like this is a once in a lifetime type of deal. This is not something that we do all the time. That'd be like saying, well, I just paid, you know, 1,700 bucks for this TV and now it's on sale for, 1,500. Like it happens, guys. It's part of the gig. We can't keep things on sale all the time, but this is a total blowout sale. So all right. Let me go into before you guys ask questions. I'm going to go into frequently asked questions. We're going to go through these, okay? So let's go through these and then we'll answer any additional questions beyond that. Can I swap algos and get into this? No. Can I swap out of this into something else? For what? Like, what are you going to swap into? Right? Like, you already own all the algos. Can I swap this for a new algo that comes out in 2 weeks or a month? No. I already own example 5 algos. Can I get a discount? Seriously? It's 1995. No, we're not giving any more discounts. You're getting 19 algos for the price of one, but I own 5. Okay, you're getting 14 algos for the price of one. Like, is that a bad deal? No, obviously not. Like, there's no way to make this look bad. Like, I own 10 algos. Great. You're going to get 9 algos for the price of one. If you want it, maybe you just want to buy one more algo. Cool. Buy one more algo. Like, do what you want. But yeah, no. If I don't like one of the algos in the bundle, can I swap that for one of the new releases in the future? No. No, this is a total one-off deal. This is like completely out of the norm. We never do this. And yeah, so it's just there is one missing from the screens. It's the risk reward entry algo, actually. Yeah, I didn't miss that image. So good catch. You counted all of them. Look at you. Observant. If I own one of the algos, do I get an extra license since I'm kind of buying it again? No. You get 2 for every algo. It's the same. We don't add more. We don't add more licenses. Like it's a back end licensing server thing. So you get 2 machine IDs for every algo. Whether you own it once, you own it twice. Like obviously you can't own a system twice. So good deal. You don't do 30-day money back guarantees, none of that. Engulfing, nope, we can't swap it into this, not happening. Engulfing is a new release, so we can't do that. Yeah, it's just designed to be like a blowout deal where you get access to all the algos for super, super cheap. So super cheap. So yeah. Good stuff. So I think that probably answers most of the questions that are going to be out there, but let's answer anything else. Do you have any other questions? Any other questions I can answer? Engulfing settings with a runner have been killing it. I imagine that to be the case. Yes. And thanks for sharing that, Mark, because that is a great concept. The engulfing is a great algo to leave a runner on. Yeah, absolutely. 100%. How do we put it on 2 cards? What you want to do is email support and we'll send you an invoice and we'll help you get it done. You just need to let us know how much you want to put on each one and we'll help you get it done. Do you have an alert service? We do not, but we do have an open access trade room that runs Monday through Thursday. We have a stocks room that runs 8:30 to 11. We have a futures room that runs 9 to 11:30. Monday through Thursday. You are welcome to come in and join us. We call out trades live. We trade together. We track our results. We do very, very well, and we'd love to have you there. How long is the offer available? This is going to, it says 48 hours. I think they're actually doing Monday. They're actually doing Monday on this. So you do get a little bit extra time on that, given the fact that it's kind of a little more than a typical launch price or something like that. Okay. Can you pay the difference? Swap? Nope. Nope, none of that. Sorry. If you have any other like one-off situations, feel free to email support, you know. No, it is US dollars, Scott. Sorry. Yeah. As far as I know, it's US dollars. So
Yeah, absolutely. US dollars. Yeah.
yeah, US dollars and Canadian tax. So we wanted to make sure we give you the worst of both of those scenarios. No, we can't control that stuff, guys. We have no control over it. Canada wants their money. If we want to accept this offer and join Gap, can you give us a deal? Maybe I shouldn't have read that out loud, but just email us. We'll see what we can do. Just email us. Probably not, but you never know. We'll figure it out. Can I talk to somebody? This is the first webinar I've been to. Send a message to support first if you don't mind, and we'll see if we can get you on the phone with somebody. Totally understandable. I get it. A lot of us have been burned in the industry. You bought something and it was a cool thing and shiny object, and it was like, not great. So I disagree, John. I disagree completely. And I appreciate your comments, but yeah, no, this is totally different. It's like apples and oranges. So where do I find your futures room? What you want to do is go to nstradingacademy.com and go to our website and then enter your name and email. And then you'll get a pass for the trade room. Yeah. If you're in the US of A, then you don't have to pay taxes, and you already spend US dollars anyway, so you're good. Do you run offers for the Gap room? Yeah. Yeah. Send me an email. I'll get you a special offer. Absolutely. Good stuff. Will these work on TickBlaze later on? Yes, at some point. When? No idea. But if you have a crystal ball, I'd love to know. We're going to be, obviously the first point is like get TickBlaze, off the ground, get it launched, get it out there, make sure there's no issues with it first. Then we'll start working on adding algos to it, right? Support email. Yep. It's just support@neurostreet.com will work. If I buy today and I get the lucky draw, will I get a refund? Yes, absolutely. 100%. We will refund you your money. If you buy it and you win, money's coming back to you. Absolutely. Does all 19 have updated templates? Great question. No. No is the truthful answer. Probably not possible. You'll get updates on obviously the ones that we've covered. Let me see if there's any others that might have newer ones. Pattern Finder, you might find some stuff on Pattern Finder. iBob is another one that's pretty recent that you'll find some stuff out on. And then Matrix, you might find some stuff there. The rest of them, I don't know. Trend Stepper, we've got some recent stuff on that one. Maybe VWAPer, I don't know. How do you enter the drawing? You probably came in late. David, send a message to support so we can include you in the drawing. Where would the templates be located? Usually so there's going to be some that are going to be in the downloads on the ARC page, and then some that are going to be in Discord, updates beyond that. Yeah. Yeah, send a message. If you came in late and you didn't do the poll, send a message to support right now. Because as soon as we end this event, we're going to pull the poll and we're going to pick a winner. So if you want to be included, send a message like right now. Yeah. So make that a priority and we'll get you in the drawing. Everybody else is like, no, they weren't here for the poll. They didn't get it. There's hundreds of people in. I think the few extras is not going to skew the probabilities that much. So it should be in the
sorry, Jim, to interrupt. A
yeah.
couple of the questions were asking about, if because the lever or swap, it isn't valid on, say, on this, but if you purchased something in the past and you're not going to be purchasing this offer, say for an example, if somebody had asked about the engulfing, you can swap it for any one algo, right? So our policy still stands for what you've purchased. So if you did purchase the engulfing or, XYZ algo in the past, and you are wanting to swap that into something else and it's been 30 days, absolutely, we'll definitely do that for you. That's not an issue. Obviously, if you buy this package, it might be a moot point, but that's something to consider.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can still swap you into something else if you want. Yeah. Just can't swap you into this deal, obviously, because that wouldn't make sense. Mark says this week event was totally worth it. I'm so glad I spent the last month learning and reviewing the algos, and the choice was hard to narrow down to one, and now I don't have to. It's a beautiful thing, right? Sometimes things work like that. Timing is great. So good stuff. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, you did the poll. You're good. Anything else? Anything else? You guys got what you need? Replay videos are there. Also going to have the link to purchase on that as well, so you can click on there and grab it. Let me run another poll. Just curious where everybody's at. Please let me just two things actually. So let's go back here. Untitled poll relaunch. Yeah, continue. Okay, so another poll. How many of you are getting in on this offer? Okay, there's 19 algos included. We need to know. Okay. If you are buying now, or if you're even interested in buying, but you're not quite sure, but you think you're going to buy, go ahead and check on buying now. I will tell you it's beneficial for everybody. Hint, hint. Okay. Please answer the poll. Those of you that answer the poll, karma's on your side. Let us know. We need to know because we need to know like how many people do we need to support and all of that. Okay. So please let us know. Good. Good response on the polls, guys. Keep them coming. Good stuff. All right. So what I didn't tell you, spoiler alert, is that because this week has been such a success, because there's been so many of you in here hanging out with us all friggin' week, like you guys have taken time out of your day. We don't take that lightly. Like time is hard to come by. And you've spent 3 hours a day with us and listening to me talk, of all things. Because of that, we're actually going to draw 3 more drawings. 3 lucky people are going to get $500 off this offer. So 3 more people are going to be able to buy this for like $1,500. Okay. So we're going to enter three. You guys are like, pick me, pick me. 3 more people are going to get $500 off. Yeah, Randy, it is, isn't it? Good stuff. So can I change my answer? I don't think so, but that's okay. It's not a big deal. Yeah, so $500 more off. So here's the deal. If you buy the offer and you win the $500 drawing, great. We got $500 coming back to you. Like no joke, we'll refund you the money. We're going to pick 3 more people because we just thought it was such a cool event. It was so successful and we want to share the love, you know? So let's see. TJ says, I've told this to Jim, but to the rest of the team here in this room, you are all amazing. And for one, I really appreciate everything you do for us, from teaching to products to service. You're amazing. Thank you. And you're most certainly welcome. Thanks for the kind feedback. Love it. Yeah, unbelievable. Good stuff, guys. Really a great week. I feel really good about this, and it seems like a lot of you do as well. If there's any additional help, any additional training that you think that you need beyond this, feel free to send a message to support. We love hearing the ideas. Some of them will come into the forefront, and we'll maybe make it a reality. Sometimes we don't. Obviously, we're running a business, so it comes down to what makes good business sense for us. One thing that I'll mention ahead of the game is we get a lot of requests to run algos in a trade room and run them live. It is something that we've heard a lot. It is not on the radar right now. Okay, just to give you the insight on that, there's a lot of work that goes into even just keeping the algos optimized. We have a team that helps us do that now, which is amazing. It's a huge resource. These guys take their time, a lot of time to continue to optimize these. And so it's been great. But in terms of running a room, like that means we have to go out, we have to hire somebody, we have to train somebody. There's a lot of work involved. There's more overhead. There's a lot going on there. So it's not on the radar right now. We have other priorities that are on the agenda, namely getting TickBlaze off the ground. You guys want a better platform, right? We're going to bring that to you. You want a better opportunity for funding for prop. We are bringing that to you. Okay. A prop opportunity, I should say, not funding, but prop opportunity. It's coming. Okay. So all that stuff is in the process. Those are our priorities right now. Never say never, but I can tell you that it's just not on the radar right now. So just so you guys know, I know we get that request a lot, and we will do everything we can to empower you within the ability of what we have. That's why we did this 5-day week. Like we literally shut the trade room down this week to do this event. And that's a huge deal because there's hundreds of people that come into our trade room every week too that, you know, we had to kind of pivot on that. So there's some sacrifice there, but how do you become part of the optimization team? If you're interested in that and you feel like you're good at optimizing, yeah, absolutely. Send us a message. We'd love to meet with you, visit with you, and see what we can figure out. Yeah, I missed the trade room this week too. Can't wait to get back next week. It's going to be amazing. Yeah. TickBlaze funding coming. Yeah. TickBlaze is better than any other platforms. The biggest thing is algos and quant. There is not a platform in the universe that can even come close to what TickBlaze can do with algos. It's just not even fair. Like, let's just be real. Like, it's on another planet. You can't even compare it to anything else. From a platform retail perspective, the beauty of it is it's our platform. We get to make it whatever we want it to be. So we've got some amazing developers that can do really crazy things. Like I've been hearing that it might even do your laundry for you, which would be amazing. I'm kidding, obviously, but there's a lot that you can do with it. So if there's something that we like, you want to see a change or something that you feel like might work better, we're open to that feedback. And some of that stuff, if we find that that's a great idea, then we'll put it on the agenda to change things up. So anyway, it's a platform that we can do anything we want with it. So therefore, we're going to make it the best out there, just because that's obviously our priority. So that's awesome. Thanks, Jim.
One thing I wanted to say, since we're talking about TickBlaze, is that if you haven't done so already, you can go to tickblaze.com and join the waitlist.
Oh,
Then
yeah.
you'll be one of the first to know when we go live. As well as if you're somebody who has a community, a following, maybe you've got, your own Discord or your own little chat room somewhere with a bunch of traders, you can join our affiliate program. And by joining the affiliate program, you can promote the waitlist for TickBlaze. And if you secure leads in under TickBlaze before we go live, when we go live, you'll earn commission for people that you've secured in now during the waitlist when we go live. So I'll put a link in the chat box for that as well.
Mm-hmm. Good. That's awesome. Yeah, it's kind of mind blowing, guys. Like I've been using it on and off over the last few weeks, and it's pretty incredible. It's coming together really well. So good stuff. Can't wait to start using it completely and entirely. So yeah, it'll be great. Cool deal. All right. Well, I think we've covered just about everything. If anybody has any last minute questions, happy to answer. Like I say, if there's any other training or things that you think you might need down the line, let us know and we'll put it on the agenda for next time. But
I've got something, Jim.
yeah, go for it.
So, you guys have all been, we've had a lot of people in this event all this week. Hopefully this is helping you become even better at using the algos, at optimizing and all that. And remember when you were first starting, maybe you were struggling, you were still trying to learn. And then you noticed that in Discord, somebody was sharing their templates and it really helped you advance and get better. Don't hesitate to, be part of the community. We put Discord out there to promote the community and have traders help each other. And if you go in there a lot, you'll see a lot of people sharing templates. If you're getting really good at optimizations, you've got good templates, share them in Discord. Help out people that are, farther down the learning curve than you, and just be part of the community. It just really helps everybody. And when you help others, it helps yourself. So I just want to kind of put that out there. This is how we found our group of ambassadors that are helping us with optimization, and just be part of that process. I think it's a really good thing. So that's what I wanted to say.
Yeah, awesome. I'm going to launch one more poll. Save. How do I just save? I just want to save it. Save. There we go. Save as webinar poll. Will only be available. Yeah. I'm going to run one more poll since we've still got a decent number of you here with us. I'm going to run one more poll and just curious to get your thoughts. Just good to know where everybody's at with it. Helps us obviously in the future. Let me see this. Cool. So I'm going to launch this poll. Just good to know where you guys stand with it. Give us some feedback. What did you think of this week? Did you absolutely love it? Did you think it was decent? Did you learn a lot? Was it maybe not your thing, but you came anyway? That's cool. Let us know. Just be honest. Good to have honest feedback and get some ideas. So, uh, 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 yeah, if you bought algos in the past and oh man, I wish, nah, that life's too short to wish for things to be different, right? So just no, I mean, it's a great offer. If you want more algos, this is a great opportunity. But look forward, don't look back. Right? That's not what this is about. So rule. Oh yeah, I do want to go through which algos for trending and which for which you would maybe want to use for oscillating. So we'll do that together. Um, do you have a sort of rule for chart depending on the market? Start from scratch. I think it's start from scratch, but you kind of have an idea what you like to trade, right? Like sometimes you like to trade, sometimes you like to trade the volume charts. And so maybe you want to find stuff that works well with volume, then for sure. Then kind of start there. Yeah, have a great weekend. Conflicting with other webinars. Yeah, I hear you. Trade room is closed on July 4th next week, and obviously the 5th because it's a Friday. So cool. So let's go over the algos, which is going to be good for reversals or trends. So I'm just going to put an R or a T on here, and then you can take a screenshot. Delta algo, question mark, depends on what you like. You could, technically it's probably a pullback. So we'll just say trends on that one. So let me do that. So let's go trends, trend stepper, obviously trends. Sorry, you can't say that. That's not an F, it's a T.
Why don't you write which algo that is since it doesn't have a name?
Yeah,
Or
so this
something.
is going to be Delta algo.
If you can.
Yeah, I know, right? Delta, this is trend stepper. I'm just going to put TS for trend stepper is trending. VWAP, VWAPer is going to be trends or reversals. CWAP is a trending algo. VABO is it's a breakout algo. So we'll put breakout, but it's also best to use this on days with some range, good range, not ranging, but larger range. Okay, so that's kind of my note there, larger ranges. HFT, you can use it for trending or reversals, depending on how you want to deploy it. Trending is going to be the stacked imbalance signals. Ranging markets, you probably want to use the flush reversals. Volume divergence, you can do either one, trending or reversals. ATR vol is a trending system. Auto fib is a levels system. So you're probably going to use this in oscillating markets, although you could probably get away with trading trends on it too, because it'll go through the level and kind of come back kind of thing. So that could be either or. Pattern finder is a pattern breakout, but you can use it out of divergence like this. So in a sense, it's kind of like a reversal, but it could be a breakout as well. But it's a breakout coming out of reversal. So it's more of a breakout than a reversal. Hybrid, I like to look at this as a higher low or lower high retest. That being the case, that would be a reversal pattern. Unizones, you could do either or. This is a zone trading, so it's supply and demand and some of those concepts. You could really use this for trending or reversals. Alpha price scalper, probably going to be mostly trending here. iBob, this is a breakout system, so probably mostly trending. Springboard's a reversal pattern. You can use it for small trends. My preference is a reversal algo or a levels algo, trading out of major levels. Okay. Thrust is a breakout algo, so definitely trending on this one. Definitely trends on that one. Ready set, you can use this for trends or reversals, either one. And then matrix is more of a reversal pattern, but you can use it in pullbacks as well. So anything for currency futures? Yeah, any of the above. The price action stuff, probably going to be good. Yeah.
Maybe she's asking about templates, maybe.
Yeah, templates for currency futures. None that I know of, but there might be some floating out there for 6E. You know, there might be some stuff out there worth looking at. Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, that pretty much covers it. Do all of them use lower time frames? Some of them, you know, I think hybrid uses kind of custom Renko bars. So not all of them. And some of them you can use on bigger time frames too. I mean, even gosh, I mean, even CWAP, you could probably go up to like a 30-minute chart and still find great trades. So, you know, these are just kind of like initial ideas. Like you don't have to do it this way. So 10-year note, those are going to be tough. Um, there's not a lot of tick count on those, which is the trouble. But yeah, I mean, you would know the system better, so you probably want to find something that's, you know, going to line up with how it trades. It's probably more of an oscillating market and probably not super trendy, but it might have big breakouts, you know, and if you have a breakout, then you probably go to a breakout algo, for example. So just an example. I'm not too familiar with trading it personally, so yeah, good deal. Non-time base or time base, which is better, depends on the algo. Depends. Here's my thinking on time versus, say, volume charts. You know, when do you use a time versus volume versus range? Range is going to be HFT, volume divergence. Algo is a good one on range. Delta is good on range. Pattern Finder is great on Renko. Hybrid's great on Renko. Yeah, pretty much those. Everything else, for the most part, is going to go with either time versus volume. So here's my thinking. Anything less than 5 minutes time frame, start looking at going to a volume chart. They're going to be cleaner. The price action is going to be better. Cleaner price action. So go to a volume chart. Yeah. Risk reward entry algo. You put your risk reward on there. So let's say, you know, this is your entry, there's your target, there's your stop, and that's your risk reward tool. What's going to happen is as the market comes down to your entry, it's going to auto enter and it's going to put your stops and targets in place for you. So that's what the risk reward entry algo does. It's pretty cool, actually. You put in there how much risk you want to put per trade, and then you literally just set up the bracket and you hit go, and it enters the trade. Pretty slick. Yeah, less than 5 minutes, check out the volume charts. 3 minutes, you could still get away with on a lot of the algos. Anything less than 3 minutes. It depends on what it is, though, too. Like Weibo is great on a 1 minute chart. Some of them might do great on a 1 minute, but you probably want to look at the volume equivalent as well to see which one plays better with that algo. So, yeah, because it'll be more fluid. Like 5 minutes and up, those charts are a little more fluid. You know, anything less than that, they get really choppy. Yeah, cool. All right. Well, I think I'm ready to call it. I think we had a great event. You know, really enjoyed being here with you guys. If there's anything last minute, happy to hang out for a second. Otherwise, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up. So great event, guys. Thanks for being here. Thanks for your business. Thanks for, you know, partnering on your trading journey with us as a whole, NeuroStreet and ARC.ai, and we really appreciate it. Really exciting to see where we've come from and where we're heading in the future. Just a lot of really good, solid opportunities coming ahead. So yeah, excited to be here with you guys. Good stuff. All right. Yeah. Good stuff. Oh yeah, funded account is growing. Love it, Perry. I loved seeing those notes for you too, by the way. I saw your notes on the progress you've been making. Good work. Yeah, who's the winner? We don't know until the event's over because we can't pull the poll until till the end of the event. Yeah, you got it. Thanks, guys. Cool deal. Yeah, I hope so too. Hope you're the winner. So awesome. Good deal. All right, guys, have a good one. We will catch you all later. Cheers for now. Take care.